hey, ile character development ilinipiga juu ya marafiki nyinyi. If I catch you, Ricky, if I catch you. It's no one's responsibility to be your own friend. So you have to be your own friend. You have to care about yourself first. You have to love yourself first. You have to think about yourself first. You have to know what you want first. You are the one who sets the trend of what it is you want in your friendships. Your only best friend should be Jesus Christ, okay? Try and maximize and make the best out of what you have with what you have. If it's meant to be forever, it will be. If it's not, it's not, and that's okay. But don't go out there searching for like relationships or partnerships or friendships thinking that they're going to last forever. OMG, it's been such a minute. And this to my esteemed, my amazing, my lovable friends and listeners. Finally, you've been asking for a new episode. We're back. So calm down, okay? Tulia. And before you even start, before useme another episode, ulikuwa wapi? Atulifanya. Thank you. I'm done. This is the last time I'm starting a new series on a new year. Yeah. Thank you so much for clicking. My name is Diversified Wangari, and this is the Peace of Mind KE podcast. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I know I haven't been so consistent on posting my new episodes and new topics and new everything, but I am praying and hoping this year is going to be new. It's going to be different, and I'm going to be more focused in this thing because it's not easy. This shit is not easy, by the way. I thought it was just, like a walk in the park and everything, but it's actually not easy. But I love it, and I love it. I'm here for you. And that brings me to my next point. For any content creator, whether it's videography or photography or filming or whatever it is, na ana post on a regular, na ata kama hai make sense, ebu by the end of support. Like, post, post, like, repost, share, do all that shit because see easy. In today's episode, we're going to look at a very interesting topic: myths and misconceptions of friendships. Let me tell you, within the past year, I learned so much about friendships. I did not expect I was going to learn so much about friendship like I did, but hey, ile character development ilinipiga juu ya marafiki nyinyi. If I catch you, Ricky, if I catch you. This is just so basic. Friendship is one of the most basic relationship or intermingling or intertwining of two or more, three people yenye unaweza think of. Yeah, it's the most simplest, it's the most everything. And I feel like through friendships we're able to attain so much, be it self-realization, be it connection, be it networking, be it business. There's so many benefits that come of the concept of just being or having a friend. In regards to what friendship is, I came to notice as I was researching and looking through this topic and what we can talk about, me and you. I noticed that as days go by, as months go by, as years go by, as every minute of every moment, as us as human beings, we're trying to evolve and figure out a higher version of ourselves, and even ourselves as a community, not just as individuals, but as a society, as a community, as a country, as a nation, as the world, as a continent, you name it, right? And I feel like where we are headed right now, especially not blaming anyone, US, I'm a first world countries, because of how they run their lives there, and us being the third world countries, okay, Africa being the third world, we get to emulate what our big brothers, our big countries up there, the people who really hold us down in terms of like funds and whatever. Whenever we get into trouble, we have a big brother called United States of America who can save us from that whole shenanigan. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. What am I talking about? All I'm trying to say is individualization has really been growing throughout the years, and imekuwa ikiprogress. We don't have that sense of society, that sense of community. Even when you're growing up, you'd go out. Mimi kama mimi ningeenda nacheza na hang out na beshte yangu nini, you're just being that mischievous. You're thinking, oh my gosh, my parent can't see me, I'm having the best time of my life. All of a sudden their parent walks out the house and is like, wait, what are you guys doing? Can you maintain, handle yourself, behave yourself? And you're like, oh, oops. And of course, because of that respect and understanding that all adults are the same, and you better respect all adults with the same respect, with the same at the same par. Like, no one is special, no one is better, no one is whatever, no one is rich up, whatever. Respect is respect, and I feel like young people should always respect the elderly. And we've gotten to a point that, oh my god, it's a debate, respect is a two-way, blah blah blah, oh. And I totally understand that, but when I was growing up, you either respect the elders or you just respect them. There's no in between. There's no trying to figure out whether they respect you or if they see you or if you exist, whatever. It's just that respecting them. In our time today, you cannot correct anyone's kid. Excuse me, who home stew so you can't correct anyone's kid. You need to like you just have to have like a boundary, or where you end and where another person's kid starts. Friendships are mostly based out of respect and mutual trust among each other. The respect that you have for one another, or the trust that you have that this is my person. I can naweza sema kitu hata act out, like they're able to trust them, or you're able to trust that you're able to be yourself around them without them having to judge you or criticize you or tell you how exactly you should be. And I like that. I like that a lot. I like people who can just let me be, because I need it. After paying taxes and going to work and doing all these responsibilities and being an adult, yeah, I actually need that trust, and I need that respect, and I need that safe space to just be my goofy self and my silly self without no judgment, without nada, without being seen or perceived like I've lost my mind. That's what I want. Some of the myths and misconceptions of friendships. Myth number one, okay? The more you have, the better. First of all, that's a lie. Second of all, you don't have any like filter strategy of how you're able to filter your people or the kind of groups, or you have to have a simple filter system, based on how you choose your friends. But the more you have, the better. That's a lie. In high school, I feel like most of us had the most number of friends. We had from different places, schools, different whatever, but they didn't really reflect who we were as a person. They didn't reflect our character. They didn't reflect our values. Neither did they even reflect the the destination to where we're working towards or whatever, right? The more you have, the better. That's a lie. That's a big ass lie. That's a big ass lie. A misconception about friendships. It's someone else's responsibility to come and be my friend. Ooh, I think I might have touched on up with that. It's no one's responsibility to come and be your friend. It's no one's responsibility to come and comfort you. It's no one's responsibility to come and guide you. It's no one's responsibility to come and tell you how to be or how to live or how to do any of that. It's nobody's responsibility. So try and search for answers or look for answers outside yourself, thinking that someone else out there is walking around with your answers. No one. No one, no matter how much you love them, no matter how far you've come, no matter how much history you have, no matter how much experience the both of you have together as a friend group or whatever, like there's nothing that will ever find outside you that's going to contribute to the kind of person that you are. Neither is the person outside of you has the goals or the tools to build you or make you be the upright person you thought. Like hakuna mtu mali anatembea hivi na puzzle pieces meant for you, waiting for you to be like, oh my god, what's up, oh my god, you're my friend too. Kuna jo eventually click nikampatia a piece of herself. There's nothing like that. It's no one's responsibility to be your own friend. So you have to be your own friend. You have to care about yourself first. You have to love yourself first. You have to think about yourself first. You have to know what you want first. You are the one who sets the trend of what it is you want in your friendships. So don't go out there searching, hoping to find or attain the, like the highest level of friendship, thinking that, they're the ones who are bringing it to the table. They're the ones who are doing this. They're the ones. Nah. That's a lie. That's a misconception. It always has to start with you. You have to be your friend to yourself. You have to love yourself first. You have to support yourself first. You have to put yourself first before you're able to start thinking ati, oh, acha basi nikimbililie ule basi anaweza nifunza ama anaweza kuwa, they can take this whole responsibility of caring for me or being there for me. It doesn't work like that. The second myth is that it just happens. That's a lie. That's a lie. Unless you're like in kindergarten or something where you're doing all the things that you're doing are similar, they're in common, you're doing the same things at the same time, at the same place, in the same environment, with the same instructor or something of the sort. But it doesn't just happen. You have to put effort behind it. You have to put intention behind it. There has to be a reason, like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking to them? Why, like, there has to be a reason why you're building up to this. You have to really put your mind, effort, energy to it. Another misconception is that friendships should always work the first time. I'm sorry. I can actually count how many friendships I've had or have started with us being on the being on the contrary side of each other. Like, we were both so like, I don't even like her. Like, I don't even like her. Why do you even think like that? Why does she breathe like that? Why does she walk like that? She's so annoying. Why would you even be her friend and everything? The friendships that have really started on a bad note and somehow ended up playing out so well. And I feel like sometimes this is because you might find you and your other person like subject this. Let me just say subject B that you're trying to befriend. Yeah, you and subject B might be having like a very intense. The both of you might be having like super intense personalities or characters. So for you to be able to merge in the first interaction or the second interaction is quite impossible. That doesn't disqualify the fact that you can be good friends. It's just that sometimes it doesn't just work out like that. It's just like a fairy tale or like a romantic story or love story where you meet your friend and you're like on top of a hill and then you saw them from below and you ascended to where they were at or to their level using a cloud. Like, friendship doesn't work like that. It's an on and off thing. It just depends on how intentional you are. Sometimes it might start with like bad experiences or bad situations, and somehow the kind of community or the kind of connection that you find as you try to claw out of that bad situation is what forms the friendship. So myth is that you have to have a best friend. First of all, that's a lie. There's no best friend, or if there is, I haven't met one yet, and I'm not that young and I'm also not quite old. But that myth of having a best friend and everything, I feel it's just the human mind trying to put hierarchies on relationships and interactions and everything. But really, your only best friend should be Jesus Christ, okay? Your only best friend should be Jesus Christ. So you shouldn't be out here like purging and wondering and be like, why don't I ever have a best friend and everything? Because at the end of the day, people will always be people, And if you're too similar, I feel like one of you is lying. One of you is lying because one of you is mirroring the other person. Mirroring is mirroring the other person. So one of you is lying. It should never be to a point that, oh my god, this is my best friend or everything. Maybe because of your what can I say, situations, interactions, experiences, and everything. But at the end of the day, you might have all that. You might have all that. Maybe the history, the interaction, the connection. The timing, and somehow still it doesn't end up that they're your best friend. So I feel like best friend is just an ideology or just a concept that we've tried to idealize and try to create in our minds and be like, this is among all my friends, this is like my most superior friend. I don't think there's anything like that. If you have good friends, you have good friends. You have bad friends, you have bad friends. But there's no that special friend who's like the best of the best. You know what I mean? Another misconception is that friendship requires absolute overlap of interests. That's a misconception, okay? It's a misconception. Sometimes we don't find common grounds on how we are or what we eat or how the things that we share, but also how we relate based on how different we are. Like how different we are. We don't have to mean the same thing. We don't have to want, like, feel the same thing so that we can mean or make sense to one another. But that sense of like being different, the fact that you love avocados and I love pineapples, or you love watermelons and I love like passion fruits and everything, like the difference in knowing that you like specific things that are different from what I like, I'm able to explore like another side of of the world, another version of what I never thought I would like or how it would be. Friendships that have different interests also in a bamba, because it's like you get to experience the best of both worlds. So it's like if you're into dancing, then you go for dancing. If you're not into dancing and someone likes ice skating and you don't like that, but because they like that, you have a chance of getting involved and experiencing and seeing like this whole other version or this whole other different activity that you wouldn't otherwise participate in. So inabamba sana, like kuweza kuexplore huku tu, like ebu show me your side, like what do you like, getting to experience another side of you. It's perfect. So you do not, I repeat, you never have to feel that you have to have the same interest with your friend. Another myth is that they last forever. Okay, just scary boy. Your pacha could last forever. I blame Disney. I blame all this like fairy tale, blah 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 shenanigans, right? In reality, in life, in everything, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Time doesn't last forever. Life doesn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. We're living in finite environments, situations, circumstances. So really, when we are trying to search for forever in things, people, or places, it doesn't really make sense because our whole existence is finite. The only thing that's infinite is our spirits, which we are still trying to figure out, which is a whole different dynamics. So yeah, you can never find forever in anything or everything or anything in this planet, in this universe, because everything is meant to come to an end. So I think getting that concept of, oh, we can be friends forever and we're gonna do this forever, I think like it would be so much safer for us as individuals, or even as people, or even as friends, getting that out of our head. Here for a moment, we're just here for a period of time, for a moment, to have a good time with the people that we love, the people that you're interacting with. So we're not here like forever. We're not like stones. We're here for a moment. So also trying to be possessive in terms of like with our friends, I'm like with our work, with our everything, like trying to be so rigid that you're not able to be like a bit flexible and understanding that some things are just for the moment. Talia, utalia machozi. The people you've met, I'm sure, even as we're having this conversation with you, right? I'm sure the people you've met, you thought, oh my god, you're going to last forever. This is my person. This is my friend. This is my. And it didn't even end, like, it didn't even last a year. And the people who you didn't even think that they'd be in your life even for a week, or even 2 weeks, or even like a month. And right now, they're proving you wrong. 5 months, 5 years, 10 years, months, years down the line, So you can't really base your friendship on time, because time isn't your friend. Time is not your friend. Experience is your friend. Try and maximize and make the best out of what you have with what you have. If it's meant to be forever, it will be. If it's not, it's not, and that's okay. But don't go out there searching for like relationships or partnerships or friendships thinking that they're going to last forever and ever, and until our second lifetime I'm going to look for you, I'm going to find you. But I'm so psyched up when I'm filming this episode. I don't even know why I'm so psyched up, so excuse my enthusiasm, okay? The last misconception you're going to look at is that deep friends never disagree or have conflicts. Whoa, hold up. That's a big one, because we assume that deep friends, or like friends you've been people who you've been friends with for a very long time, like it's an abomination for you to argue with them or disagree with them, or somehow not come to an understanding with them. It's really, really weird, because it's like, why would you disagree? You've been friends for so many years, or you've been doing this together for so many years, so why would you disagree? And the thing is, all of us are ever evolving, our thoughts are ever evolving, our bodies are ever evolving, our minds, our perceptions, everything are ever evolving. So we're not constant. We're not like constant beings. We're not like we can't be the same thing forever and ever. We are always ever evolving. And I think because of that, we're not able to maintain a certain personality or like character traits for a long period of time, because we're also changing. That's being like a universal rule that everything changes, even our environment, our friendships, our everything, our land, everything, our world, our universe, everything is ever changing. So it would be so crazy to think that you'd be friends with someone, you'd be close to someone, you'd be intertwined with someone, and they wouldn't change, like, for whatever reason, even if it's like changing to what you like or what you don't like. It would be so crazy for them to be constant and just stay the same throughout. The beauty of having these deep friendships and for them to last long is to have that flexibility, having that understanding that my friend is not always going to be like this, or this is not what they'll always want. They'll always want something different. They'll always want to do different things, and I understand that, and I'm here for it. And whatever version they are of themselves in that period of time, I am there to support it. So those are just some of the few myths and misconceptions that I've shared with you about like creating friendships, or whenever you're maneuvering like friendships and this relationships that you're trying to create, then that are what we're talking about is just based on anything that can just determine or that can influence you to try and create or want you to be in relation with another person that is not your family. Okay, that is not your family. Anyway, some of the benefits that you come about or comes out of this beautiful thing called friendship is like it boosts happiness. First of all, happiness 24/7, no matter the mood, no matter the vibe, no matter the what, as long as you see that one friend who's like, yes, I'm happy, my spirits are lifted, I'm feeling good, my day was so pathetic, but what, your voice, your face, somehow that person like is able to lift up your spirits and improve on how you're feeling about yourself or about the mood. It improves your self-confidence, because it's like having a friend or a very close friend. It's so comforting, because it's like you have a person who like assures you whenever you're not even sure about yourself. Like you have someone who stands by you and who's grounded and who knows you, and then they're just there for you and what you think and what you like. That's so amazing. And I know what we're talking about right now. It sounds so much like a utopia, right? But it's like, is it really? As humans, as much as you set your intention or whatever it is you want, you can actually get it. Mtu asikuambie ati you're dreaming too big, but you're dreaming about, whatever it is you want is unattainable. Do not let anyone else be the determinant of what you think it is you want or you set the trend. You work when do I get kusema after all that yappa, after all that yappa, if you feel like you're resonating with the content that's coming up, if you feel like these topics that we're talking about resonate with you, don't be afraid. Just like, comment, subscribe, share, roast your homeboy, tag, share, roast hapo kwa like nilikwambia. I told you, didn't I tell you? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for being patient with me and for also being so understanding with my posting schedule, which I am working on and being better at. But yeah, I do this for you, I do this for me, I do this for all of us, because we need it. We need a small diary where we can check ourselves, where we can see ourselves, where we can see what we're thinking about, what we want, what we're aspiring for, and this is that diary of ours. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed. And if you like this kind of content and if you want more of this content, please feel free to subscribe and don't be afraid to share. And until the next time, peace.